little drive-through of the enclosures. They're finished for now.
They're done. No, they're done. They're pretty much done. The swimming pools are not done yet because we're not decided exactly what we're going to do. And building them in the middle of the summer is going to be a problem, so we're going to probably build them this fall. So in the meantime, they're probably going to get those old metal stock tank type looking things. Although I did have an incident with Nye and Shanti's this week, and I stabbed theirs with the fork of the tractor. And so, yeah. But anyway, I'm doing a quick drive-through because there were a couple things that needed to be done. I hope you can hear me over the noise.
Yeah, just speak up.
I'll try to speak up. There's a couple things I'm looking for. Number one, we treated all of the ground because the grass here, this was a field for a really long time. So we planted grass and we put some weed killer on there, especially because there were a lot of stickers. And also we have cactus in one of these that I have to find. Dustin and I have been working on this in all of our spare time.
So it looks like Slade's getting Apollo and Lakai's old swing.
Old swing because Lakai got underneath it all the time, and the bees. Oh, whoopsie! Interns call. You always got to answer. So anyway, we've been treating the ground, trying to make sure that there's nothing in here that could hurt their feet, because technically the enclosure has been finished. We are waiting for locks for all the gates because we special order our locks, so we don't have to have 5,000 keys and try to remember which keys go to what lock. So we had to special order locks, and they should be in this week, and then we'll go ahead and put the swimming pools in, water buckets, and that's really it. Oh, and this top rail right here, we never painted. Just this very top rail.
Oh, yeah.
Over to that corner. So, and I think halfway down here, right there, to the end of, to the start of Slade's bucket. So that one, that little bit of painting somehow slipped my radar. But anyway,
But this is new. We got the siding up and the roof up.
yeah,
That
the
was not there
metal.
last time.
The metal, it has a purpose. So west is that, gotta look with my finger so they can, yeah, west is that direction.
That way.
Yeah, right there. So west is that direction. So the hottest side of the day is in the west, mostly. So we wanted to make sure that we had shade coming down the west side for two reasons. As you can notice, the road is really close over here. And with people, it's probably 40 foot from the side road. We don't have a lot of traffic on there, but let's just say at night or something, if somebody wanted to mess with the cats, it could. This way, if the cats are in their, if they're in their lockdown, they're either going to be on top of their box or inside their house. And so if they're on their box, nobody's going to be able to bother them from the roadside. So that gives them a little bit of extra security on that side. And then, of course, the shade for the top.
Super nice.
This is everything, and when we build something, there's so much thought that has to go into every single little thing, and every time, I'll tell, I give Calvin a general blueprint of what we're looking for the enclosure, and then he builds like what is in my head. It's crazy, but as we go along, it's always like, nope, I don't like that. We've got to redo this. He said, well, you wanted that. I'm like, yeah, I wanted that, but we got this problem. For example, on this roof, if you look up on the roof, it is extra fortified. It's not just sheet metal. Sheet metal against a tiger could possibly be push really, really hard, get a limb through, get a head through, and then sheet metal is extremely sharp. So that's one of the problems. The other problem with sheet metal is, as you well know, Texas loves tornadoes and high winds. So with tornadoes and high wind, and the sheet metal blows off, yeah, it's 12 foot tall, but guess what? Once Slade gets on that pretty little log cabin house, that's not going to be very tall far from the top. So we want to make sure that we're stormproof also. So it's not just sheet metal, then you have to have the fortification of that 4x4 mesh welded wire to contain that. The drop gates, obviously, so they could go out. This is actually Ezra's enclosure. Ezra kind of has, I mean, Slade's got a little bit more room than, and not that much more room, but he has a little bit more room. I think maybe like 100 square feet or something more than Ezra and Boomer. But Ezra's got the cool shade. He's got it made in the shade. So, but the drop gates to go in and out, and then the double, if you notice on the far side, there's double walkways. Those are required by USDA. Not just to have a single walkway, but a double walkway. So if you're going into the enclosure, there's double. I think that was mostly for
Double
when people,
doors.
I think a lot of that was in the, when people used to go in the enclosure with their cats a lot. We don't go in with them, so I still think it's a great thing to have. Because we also can use those for squeeze shoots a little bit whenever we're sedating or giving shots or.
We're back.
Oh, we're back.
I got a call this time.
So anyway, so it gives space for different procedures, and it makes it easier to load in transport cages. So if I didn't want to bring a big transport cage, we would bring it through the main gate over there and probably butt it up against there and load them from the lockdown into there. But if not, we can load from that gate over there. If we have a spooky loader, like, Ezra maybe, I don't know how Ezra's going to do yet. He was so excited to go with us, but that's the only time. Well, he had to get moved.
He got moved to his enclosure.
How'd he do on that move? I don't remember.
He was fine, but he was also probably desperately trying to get away from Mika
The girls.
and Zara.
Yeah, the girls, for sure. Hopefully that doesn't happen with Slade. But anyway, which that is the big, that's the biggie there. I mean, I'm just really nervous about putting Ezra next to Slade. But if it is a scarier loader, if they're more afraid, you lock them in the little lockdown, and then they're in that little lockdown, and then you move that transport cage over there, and then they don't have much of a choice. They either go in the transport cage or they stay in that little enclosure. That way they're a little bit more focused on getting loaded, as opposed to where they have the whole lockdown where they can go inside the house, on top of the house, blah, 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 blah. And then if they don't load, then Dr. Bill comes over and gives them a little pinch and a sleep night, and then we load them that way. But that's always our last resort.
Yeah.
So anyway, and the welding on this enclosure, incredible. Calvin and Eric have been working on this since, what was it, like November of last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a really long project.
Actually, before that, I think, because I think some of it had been started when we had Fall Festival. And Fall Festival was the first weekend in November. I think so.
The only reason is because Calvin was sick, remember? In the hospital thing. And I don't think he could come back.
I'm trying to remember.
Well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, we've been working on it for months. We had a very wet spring, so there were like 3 months we couldn't do anything this spring because it was constantly raining. And then the beginning of the COVID and trying to figure out how to do things, and then Calvin just came back to work, and so it's probably the longest building project we've ever had by far. Yeah, it's been a long one, but it's been a good one. I mean, I think I like it. I can't wait to see cats in it, and kind of yeah. I just, the only thing I wish so much that we had more shade. I wish we had more trees, and even when we plant trees, it tends to not work. They die. Although those Girl Scouts that planted those trees,
they look amazing.
Yeah, they planted 3 trees and they're still alive. I must have planted 200 trees.
You know what? We should, just a thought, we should kind of try to foreshadow if we do want to build other enclosures where they might be.
I've already done that
and plan them.
Okay, so here's what Calvin's talking, and I think this is a good idea. He said that, because Calvin knows everything, he said that his mom, sister, relative, grows bamboo down their fence line, and he said as long as you mow, it'll stay there. It won't spread like people say. It's not that real super fast growing bamboo, but it grows to be about 12 foot tall, and it spreads. And he goes, all you got to do is take a few sprigs, put them in the ground, and let them go. They'll grow. And so I was thinking about doing that, like especially down this backside over here.
That'd be cool.
And even let it go a little bit on the inside of the enclosure. Then there's not like fence and stuff looking on the inside of the enclosure. You could have like bamboo. Although the only thing I would have to watch out for is if the bamboo, depending on what type it is it going to be destructive to the fence?
Yeah.
And we don't want any destruction to Slade's fence in particular. Starting back up again. And reverse. So the new platforms are finished.
I know, they look so
They
nice.
look really good. I had some crazy archways that I got from a neighbor, and I was really bound and determined to use them. And I put them in here, and I was like, nope. So then I had to get Calvin to work for another week just on these platforms. So these platforms right here took an entire week, pretty much. So 3 platforms, but they're all welded. They're movable, which is nice. And the thought is, if you see how the shade is right now underneath, if we don't end up getting already made swimming pools, the way we have these set up is to move them a little bit. We could put their swimming pools underneath, and they'll pretty much stay shaded all day. So that was kind of a
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they all 3 have,
Yep.
each have a platform.
A nice big platform. And this over here is because there's a gutter we put in to take all the water off the roof, but we don't want it to flood Ezra's cage all the time. So it's going to run off into this little concrete thing. Will have rock in it, so it won't make a hole under the fence, especially over there between Ezra and Slade. So yeah,
So he'll have a little rainwater
he'll have a little reservoir.
reservoir.
Also, I need to go to Slade's enclosure in particular because we have had stickers galore.
Oh, they were so bad.
Look at their view. Look at their view though. It's
know.
amazing.
Pretty nice view.
Oh, I know also what we had to do before we even started this enclosure was to tear down the old perimeter, and Calvin put up this whole entire perimeter all the way down. So this was a big to-do. And I'm really jelly because look at all the ivy growing on this fence down here.
I know.
I've been trying to get it to grow around the compound forever.
But at least that'll be nice right here. You won't have to do bamboo.
Well, I'm going to do bamboo on the backside anyway, just to give it more shade.
Yeah.
I think that'll be good. But yeah, I mean, I'm like, how the hell is this happening? I want that on the perimeter all the way around. Doesn't that look pretty?
Oh, it might get there.
It's been a slow process. I've been here 30 years and I've been watching it. Oh, also new water lines. That's why all the compounds kind of tore up a little bit, if you've noticed. We had to put new water lines, so we had to bring it all the way from up at Kiara's and then trench all the way down here and bring it over back here for this watering, and then there's another water line up there in the center. So here's been the sticker area. Not so much over here. Over this corner has been stickers for us. I'm not seeing hardly any weeds. That weed killer did work. I'm so happy. See a lot of grasshoppers.
It is grasshopper season.
Oh,
They're
by the way,
everywhere.
Rich and Denise from Bugs and Ashes, who are amazing, they came this week to chill out our grasshoppers. Thank God, because that was a big deal. No, I don't see any stickers. Do you? Oh,
No, but there is an overabundance by Malika. Between
yeah,
Malika
by the
and
cemetery.
Slade. Yeah.
Yeah, what has to happen, and here's what we did in here. You have to go with a push mower and bag all the stickers. And then after you do the push mower, then you can do it. But anyway, long story short, this year I'm going to reach out to some of our farm friends. I'm sure, Brad, you're not listening, or maybe Billy Garrett or some of these other people from our local community that help, is maybe get them to come and fertilize a lot of the facility that we are having a hard time with. Because it's going to take somebody that has a big tank with a big sprayer to spray everything.
Yeah.
So anybody know anybody in the DFW area that does pre-emergence for stickers? We need it.
And bull nettle.
Rich gave us stuff for the bull nettle.
Oh, good.
So yeah, I got it this week. By the way,
worst.
by the dumpster, there's bull nettle. Just so you know,
I hate that stuff.
it stings. Oh, if you want to know the trick, I got some spray Benadryl, and you put it on there, it stops right away.
Good idea.
So if you ever get it again, I'll have it in the house. But I would suggest
I get it all the time because I'm always leaning down next to Enclosures.
I just know where it's all at.
Well, I know Allie and Archie and Kevin. I know to avoid those.
But
too.
if you see out here on the outside
Yeah,
that we
those
didn't
are our
treat,
stickers.
that's what I didn't treat.
Them
and
stickers.
it is just everywhere.
They suck.
So what's good is that we know that the weed and feed that we got is working well. Oh, let's look in Slade's lockdown. What does it look like? I don't.
No stickers? Nope.
Nope.
The grass.
Looks
All right.
good.
Looks like we're ready to move.
All right. Well,
Very exciting.
it is exciting. We'll make sure we get lots of video and stuff when they move.
I'm gonna be nervous. I'm sorry, Ezra. I'm worried. So I've thought about it a lot. Because I'm not to move him down here by himself, and he is gonna be so scared. You know he's gonna be scared, and I don't want him to be scared. So I was thinking maybe I could sleep on Slade's platform up underneath the roof for him with him for the first couple of days, so he's not too scared. I can't. I just hope it's not gonna be too hot. I don't sleep well with the heat. Our lows last week. Our low was like in the 80s.
Yeah.
That's oppressive.
It sucks right now.
And the humidity, but it's nice today actually.
Yeah, today's a relief. Definitely a relief.
Yep, and Boomers looks good. Everything looks great.
So exciting.
See, Slade has one problem. See where the sun is starting to hit on his platform?
Yeah.
So
Over
it's
there.
what, 3 o'clock in the afternoon? So at about probably 4 o'clock, yeah, it's 3 o'clock right now. So probably around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, he's going to have to move from there and go to his lockdown
Yeah.
for shade. But that's not too bad. But Ezra's and Boomers stay shaded all day.
That's awesome.
And so, yeah, Slade, it's probably going to be good for Slade to get up and move around a little bit every once in a while anyway. All right.
Poor Tiger has to wake up from his afternoon nap and move.
I don't know.
So rotten. All right.
All right, that's it. Oh, we have electricity down here now, too.
Exciting.
That's nice. Oh, and the Kennedys, Brian Kennedy and his dad came and did our electric for our, we had to put in all new electric. They have been volunteering all their time, and they have been amazing. Thank you, Kennedy family, for everything that you've done. They're also adoptive parents.
Yes.
Yeah. And Cassie and Leon. I don't know why. Yeah. So it does. It looks good. We're going to put lights up underneath here, kind of like we do over there, which maybe some people, probably a lot of people haven't seen, but we use those lights for the party that we had. And but they had the white strands, so we wanted to use brown over there. But since this roof is white, I say let's just use them over here.
Yeah. For sure.
Calvin wanted to put spotlights, and I'm like, no spotlights, not in here. I want spotlights outside
Yeah.
to shine out to the cats, but not inside. It needs to be ambient.
Yes.
Ambient and fun.
Because it's so nice up in Lakai's
Yes.
little area. It's so pretty.
Although we are going to have to concrete this before we... Just more money. I think that's a $5,000 hit. So we're building all this for all of you people to see, and you'll just have to see it online. Hopefully at Fall Festival. Hopefully at our virtual Fall Festival, if we ever get our internet figured out.
Yeah. Hey, a plea for help. If anybody, we're looking into several different things, but if anybody has expertise in connectivity, please let me know. We're really struggling. We want to have a virtual fall festival. We want to do different things where we're going live within the compound, and we can't. We have really bad connectivity issues out here. Getting a cell signal or getting Wi-Fi connection is almost impossible in most of the compound. It makes doing a lot of things. For instance, our sweet guests
Have no
Wi-Fi. Internet.
No Wi-Fi.
So yeah, it makes it really difficult to do a lot of things, and now we're kind of put in a position that if we do want to have events during the pandemic, we have to get this figured out.
I'd
So-
love to have some live feeds too, like
Yeah.
just on the kids, like the babies. How fun would that be?
That's something that
To
we've
have-
talked about for years, is having
But
like
we just haven't been. That's why I had to
webcam on
stop
the
the webcam for the
lemurs. Yeah.
babies. I had to stop with that with the babies because half the time it worked, half the time it didn't.
Yeah.
Raven's birthday, another fiasco. It just.
Yeah, it's a real problem. So yeah, if anybody has expertise in that area, please let me know. And if
we
nothing
have
else, I
really
can pick
long
your brain.
metal pipes to put satellites on the top of, and I think that's what you have to do is put repeaters. And these
Well, and I've
things.
heard that you have to run Ethernet lines, physical lines. So
I've never heard that because there's a guy in West Texas, in the middle of nowhere, West Texas, and he said he has it all over his property.
Really?
And they're just repeaters, satellite to satellite, no wires.
see, this is why we need an expert.
I know, we need an
'cause
expert.
we don't know.
We've had several people that said they were going to do it for us, and just kind of fell through.
So anyway, we could really use the help
Help!
sooner rather than later if we are to have a
For
fall
sure.
festival event.
For sure, yeah. All right,
All right.
everyone. Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.